Well, unfortunately, this is the state of the aluminum melting project. I'm hoping to be digging that out soon and finishing that off. I don't remember exactly where I had left off. Obviously, I hadn't gotten very far. Here's a little bit of slag, a couple of ingots, and one slug. But all of it's still there. I will probably end up reweighing everything. I'm hoping to get a video of this in the next week or so. But I figured rather than having it be boring and redundant of standing and feeding and standing and feeding and pouring and feeding, that maybe I would do a time lapse of something in the background. So hang on, we'll go for a walk here through the mess. So I don't know what would be the most popular thing to do in the background. I thought about doing a chainsaw carving. I will probably put a little bit of a clip of that. I've got one carving that I just did in the house. I'll probably add a little bit of that into this video, but I just picked up this saw not too long ago. It was rusted up, it wasn't working. Turns out all that it was needed was the switch, but now it's a matter of getting it cleaned up so that I can actually use it, get it dialed in and everything. That's a possibility. The shaper isn't high enough priority for me, so unless I got overwhelming interest in it for a video, maybe I would do it then, but right now it seems like I have other priorities. The bandsaw, I need to get welded up and all cleaned up, everything yet. Haven't touched that in ages. My buddy's motorcycle, the Fiero probably isn't high enough priority right now either. I've got this cherry picker here that I'm going to be converting to an air over hydraulic. That's one that I picked up at the scrapyard. It had been damaged in the fire, so I need to do some repairs on some things there. I was gonna work on right down there's a disc sander project. I've got the die filer project down there. I've got a vise here that I'm gonna fix. I thought about doing, I've got two other sections of track that maybe make an anvil. There's my CNC that I built about a year ago. My router planing jig to plane some slabs with. I've got to upgrade the controller for my powder coating oven. I thought about making it a little bigger too, so that I could put a whole motorcycle frame in there easier than the way that it is right now. My wood lathe, I tore apart a couple of treadmills, and I was going to use a treadmill motor and controller for speed control on it. I also need to get or make a plate for it, chuck. Let's see, what other kind? I'm going to be doing some bird houses. If you really want to see me make some plain little bird houses. Boy, I know I got a lot more projects than that. I was going to do a 2x72 belt grinder. I got my English wheel project that I need to finish up. I got a different, not this one, there's another one on the other side I need to make bushings for and stuff, but I got a different wheel for it, so I took that other one off that was too soft, but I want to finish that up. I also have a couple ideas for the bead roller to make it easier to use one person, whether it be adding a motor or doing a manual feed mechanism for it, foot operated. So those are a couple of project opportunities. So basically, I just wanted to get a video out, say that I haven't forgotten about the melting the bolt into ingots, and see if you guys wanted to see something going on while I was melting that. I don't think I'm interesting enough to make just spending most of a day, probably maybe even more than that, melting the boat into an interesting video. So I thought about tying more than one thing together. So if any of these things sound interesting, maybe hit it up in the comments. Right now, last I checked, I think I had 42 subscribers. So, and I don't get many views. So any comments, I read all of them. So anything like that would be taken into consideration. Yeah, that's where I sit at the moment. I know it's kind of babbling and rambling, so I'm gonna cut it off, but we'll go from there. And hopefully I'll be able to start posting some more videos more frequently with some things now that it's warmed up a little bit and I'm a little bit more, got a little more going energy and stuff. So thanks for any comments. Later.